Enlightenment. Look, I'm smiling. Oh, there we go, Ruby.
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bridget.
I'm Dana, and we're gonna continue our different topics, right? On when you start your own business, the things that you need to think about and to take under consideration. And today's topic is
Last time we spoke about, just a bit of a recap, we spoke about should I go into a partnership, should I go on my own, and where should I work from? That was our kind of main topic. And today we need to be about values and taking risks.
which is difficult because we spoke first time basically on doing things that you go outside of your comfort zone. So now we're talking about actually risks.
Yeah.
And that's difficult because no one actually really want to take a risk. Although even if it's in your personality to take risks, doesn't mean that it's easy for you.
No, and it's going to be interesting when we start discussing that, because with risk, if you think about it, even crossing the road is actually a risk. So every day you take a risk. We put money in the bank, that's taking a risk. So even when people say, "Oh, I'm not a risk taker," well, you kind of are. The fact that you're living, you are risking something.
Yeah, but that's again when you see like the type of people that will stay in the same job all the time because it's comfortable and they're afraid from taking a risk, versus someone that decides to start their own business like we did. Because it's easy to stay in your comfort zone, as we said, and not do your own thing, right? And get someone that pay you the money all the time. You know exactly how much money you're gonna get, exactly what's gonna happen. It's easy. So what got you actually to take the risk and do your own thing?
Yes. Well, I'm going to cover that in a little bit. I think we could do values first.
Okay.
And the reason I thought values would be a really, really good place to start is because I don't know about any of you, but I've never sat down in any job environment or even with friends in that environment saying to people, "Hi, what's your name? What are your values?" Now, those are things that you just you don't ever just, and then when you say to somebody, "Well, what are your values?" They're like,
I think it's something that you actually discover in time.
Exactly.
Because like in an interview now for a new job, it's part of like the in-between that you read.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like you get the type of person, what's the values, and then while he's working, like when we spoke about values, when we did our preparation for here, and I said one of the things is commitment. For me.
Actually, let's discuss that. What are like 3 values that you have?
So I said like for me was we spoke about honesty, commitment, and accountability, which I think they all kind of go aligned together. And for me, like my personal values go aligned with my business values.
Yeah.
Because for me, I believe it's supposed to be together. Because again, when I teach my clients on branding means that like what I present to the outside, and it's not only on a business level, it's also on a personal level. For me, they go together. They're really like as one. And I need to be able to know that my clients are committed to themselves and to me and to the process.
So what is that? What does commitment mean to you? Like if you had to describe that, what does it mean?
So I don't know, like when I work with someone, I don't want to find like, even for the other side or my side, to find that they're wasting their time and do basically nothing. Mm-hmm. If you decide you want to start your own business, or you have your own business and you want your business to grow, right? You need to be committed. You need to know that this is what I'm going to do. No lazy, you need to do your homework. You need to work hard for that. Yeah, everyone needs to do things like in their own range of capability.
Yeah.
But still, like you need to show that you actually want to do something. It's like I'm not gonna. There's a limit. Like even for me, when I work with clients, on how much I can chase after them.
Yeah.
Like I'm not your mom. I'm not like your teacher in school. I can help and I can push, but at to a certain point, from a different point, it also needs to come from you. So you can say, and I'll take it also from a friendship level, right? You got the type of people that know how to stay in touch all the time, and you got the ones that are not. But it's fine if one will say, like for me, I had one friend who said, "Listen, I'm so not good in keeping in touch, and you're good with it, so please do it more." So I took it on myself, and that's the other part. I was accountable for that, and I took it as my role, and I pushed it. So that's what I'm saying. It's again, like if a client of mine will say, "I'm the type of person that needs you to be pushed more," so I'll push you more. But it's part of the agreement that we do. But it still will push you, and you will still need to do something. There's limits, like on how much I can do for you.
So what would your total 3 values be?
So I said commitment,
Yeah,
accountability,
Accountability.
and I said trust. Not trust, was it?
No, there was a third one with that one.
Was it trust? Honesty. Sorry, honesty.
Honesty.
Honesty is very important. Like for
Yeah.
me, like be true to yourself and be true to the process, and that's very important.
I think also you only realize your values are not aligned with somebody else when something goes wrong. And also the reason why values are so important is it's because it's the only thing that really will make you not do something that you want. For example, you decide you want $1 million rand. And you think, okay, well, I'd love to rob a bank. You might want to rob a bank because you want $1 million rand, but like you're not going to rob a bank
also
because
risk.
yeah, exactly, because it's risk. But it's against your values to steal and to be dishonest, so therefore you're not going to do it. So it's the one thing that actually keeps you on track is your values. And I think when you're in any dynamic or any relationship with anyone, it's really, really important to know what each other's values are. I mean, one of mine is communication.
And it's the same. You can take it from different, areas in your life, even on a friendship level, on relationship level. Eventually,
and
you won't be with someone in your group of friends if you don't share the same values.
No, I mean, I find because communication for me is so important, I find the people who don't communicate very well, I find those relationships unbelievably challenging. I'm not saying that they're friendships that, we've kind of gone our separate ways. It has been incredibly challenging though, and especially actually even more so with work. So if there isn't that communication, how do you know? Like, is the client happy? Is the client not happy? Are you going to meet up with them? Or you're not going to meet up with them? It's like, where do things stand? You're kind of in that little limbo, So, and it's interesting because you'll go to a company and you'll have he's doing a proposal and you'll have a great meeting with them, and in the meeting, values might come up. I asked the company recently what their values are, and I was sitting with the owners of the company, and they didn't know what their values were. I just thought that was quite interesting because if they don't know,
so the employees don't know, and your clients doesn't know.
So how are you living? How are you living the core being of the DNA of your company if you don't know what you stand for?
True.
I admit, we do sometimes now, like someone say, what are your values? And you kind of feel like a deer in the headlights, like what, And that's why I think it's important to have
what's your
those
values?
Communication, education, and honesty.
So honesty, I think we're both aligned that there's something very important. Like
no matter how bad, no matter how ugly, no matter how heart-wrenching, whatever the case is, if somebody can just sit you down in the nicest way, and even a potential client, and say, you know what, this is not going to work, I'll be dead honest with you.
So just give you a constructive feedback.
Completely, whatever that is, because then you don't sit in that limbo of creating things that aren't there.
So one of the things I like I read it in a book of Osho, and he says, a lie is actually sweet in the beginning but bitter in the end, versus the truth that it's bitter in the beginning but sweet in the end.
And it comes out anyway.
So true.
Yeah.
Like we think that we're gonna lie to someone and we're just helping him feel good and whatsoever. But eventually when you realize that, and it doesn't matter like on which area in your life, when you realize that it was a lie, then that's devastating for them. But it's like if you're gonna tell me now, listen, Dana, when you speak, you do that, or try to let's do that. I'll say, okay, I'll get annoyed by that, but then I'll think about it, it's like, okay, it's actually for the best, and then if I'll change it, I can actually gain from it. And that's a nice way to look at it, and it's true. So I also, when I work with my clients, for me, honesty is very important. I'll be straightforward.
Do you discuss values with them?
So I discuss without naming it values. So I say what's important for me, what's my expectations.
And then they say theirs.
And then they say theirs. And for me, it's very important to be aligned, because I know that for me, I don't like to work, for example, I need to be honest. So I'm very straightforward. Like if I don't like something, I will say it. You can disagree with me, you can agree, we can have a debate on it. But
or agree to disagree.
And agree to disagree, and it's fine. Like not everything, like I will advise my client to do X and they'll decide to do Y. I can disagree with it and can say why disagree. They can either change their mind or do the same. But I at least know that I said it. So for me it's important. And also the commitment for me. Like I want to work with people that actually want to work. Like, I can get you to the water, but if you're not drinking, there's not too much of me to that I can do.
Something like that comes up a lot on a coaching side, because with coaching there's accountability, and you find with clients when you're doing a personal development plan and there's an accountability factor, some of them love it and they go with it, and others kind of resist, and it's almost like pushes them to the edge. The fact that there is that they do need to be accountable for that. You've committed to that, and what are you going to do about that? And because it's so much easier to go, oh, it was the weather, it was my dog, or whatever, that to be a victim to so many things.
So that's why I said like the accountability, because it's easy. Like there's like all the time, like you can always blame someone else.
Yeah,
it's easy to blame someone else, even if just to blame the universe or God or whatever. It's easy to blame someone else instead of saying like, you know what?
I stuffed
from
up.
what happened. This is my part of it. This is part of my mistake in it, and that's the thing. But I'm interested to know why you say education, because here I'm gonna struggle.
So for me, the reason why education is so important is because what I've realized is when I go and speak to potential clients, and in the meeting, if they are people that believe in education, and I'm teaching and training, facilitating around personal development, soft skills, developing yourself, to some degree you would need to believe in growing yourself through education. Otherwise, if you didn't...
So I've got a question. I'll interrupt for a second. When you say education, do you mean education like a formal education, like school, diploma, stuff like that?
No.
You're saying that type of education
growing
that always
knowledge.
Growing knowledge.
Yes.
Okay. Because when you said first education, my mind was taking me to the education like, oh, you need to have a diploma or something like that.
No, you don't need that.
I totally agree on the
growing,
ambitious of growing.
Yes, because as you get to one thing, something else develops. Like we're now doing Facebook Live. Maybe in the next year something else will be current, and we'll be doing that. And so things evolve and change all the time. And unless you grow and develop yourself, you're not moving it with the times and growing and developing.
That I fully agree. And for me, that's part of the commitment. So for me, that's kind of part of the commitment. That if you want to do something, so even if you lack of the knowledge, go and get that knowledge. Don't be afraid to. This is like, take it to yourself. And like when even for me on my business, I can say, oh, I've done my degrees, I'm done, like with my studying and everything. But no, I'm keep on learning and keep on following different stuff on internet, like articles, like Facebook
and
groups.
Actually, it's not actually education. So thank you. You're right with that. I need to change that because it's not actually education. Because education is very intellectual. It's very
because I think that's where people will take it.
It's so in your head, and that's actually not what I mean. What I mean is developing as a person, because as we spoke about in previous podcasts, the voices in your head, not the psychosis, but just the voices of self-doubt and lack of, belief and those kind of things. And as you're developing yourself, I think those areas where you find you're challenged, you can work through them. If you don't work through them, you stay stuck in them. You stay stuck in the self-belief, stuck in the self-doubt, stuck in the victimization. As opposed
I think it's
to,
like more like an hunger, for
wanting
knowledge,
more, and to become better. So life will give you experiences in order for you to develop and to grow, to become better as an overall human being, to take those on board, learn from them, and then continue, because you're guaranteed to make more mistakes, but it's the learning on the way.
Because it's like we said like a few times before, like the insanity.
Yes.
Okay, so that person that you look in the balance will be the opposite for insanity, because like
they're not doing the same
doing the same thing over and over. Like if you try one time and it wasn't working, you can either say, okay, you know what, I'll give it one more trial and then, or I can try something else. And that's part of the learning all the time. And not to be also afraid to ask questions. Even I can say on my side that I've got more than 10 years experience in marketing. I still go and ask sometimes other people, and I go Google and check, because it's another perspective, it's another point of view. It's part of me growing and seeing things in a different way. And that's a lot of things that I'm noticing, like in different businesses, that people are afraid to actually ask for help and ask for advice.
You know what it
and
is?
They're stuck in their routine, and they're like stuck in the same place, and there's stagnation and not growing.
I think it's also a scarcity mentality. So I'll give you an example, slightly off topic, but I'll come back on topic. So I was speaking to somebody recently, and I was saying how I'm selling my house, and that's something I just decided recently. And in the process of doing that, speaking to people, friends, and their response was, oh gosh, if you get out of the property market, you won't get back in. For me, that's a scarcity mentality, because if I get out, I will get in when I'm ready and when I need to get in, and I will earn enough money to be able to get in again. So to not do things out of fear of an outcome, actually, that would align with where we're going to go with the risk taking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it is. Because you know what? And everyone needs to be, again, loyal to themselves.
Yeah.
Eventually. And it's easy, like when you want to decide on something, it's regardless of your business even, you need to go and check around and ask the question, ask different people and get the different opinions. But eventually, you need to have it all written down for yourself, or like in your mind, everyone do their own process. And then to understand, okay, is that a risk I'm willing to take or not? What the action that I'll do will go align with the knowledge that I've got now to be loyal to myself, to my values, to, you know,
Exactly.
to get my peace of mind. And that's part of actually taking also a risk. And a lot of people are not, yes, we take risk without even knowing that we're taking risk. But the question is like, how many of us actually have the, I'll say it, like the balls to actually do something that to come outside of the comfort zone.
But I think with the risk taking, there's levels and there's degrees of risks that you can take. And I just thought I could mention like a few. And one that comes to mind initially is the gamble. So the gamble would literally be taking, it's a 50-50% chance. And if it goes against you, if the 50 is against you, you're going to lose everything. So for me, that risk would be insane, because I'm not a gambler, so that doesn't resonate with me. And if you are a gambler, maybe it resonates with you, but to look at something and go, okay, so if I lose this, that's it, I'm done. So that for me
and I think that's also part of like eventually be loyal to yourself. So some people will be fine with taking a 50% risk versus others that won't. Like for me, if, I don't know, when I get a decision, I'm putting everything like on a scale, and I'm checking like if it's gonna worth it for me, yes, if it's gonna be worth it for me or not, and how much am I willing to risk out of it. Yeah, and I can say that maybe in a certain one project, I'll be willing to take even 100% risk, because I know that if I'm gonna win it, the outcome will be amazing. Mm-hmm. Versus if other projects and say, no way, I'm not taking it all. It's also like a part of like what you invest. Because if you also, when you look at investment, not everything is financially when you're talking about risk. Sometimes also like the emotional part of it. And you can see it like even on a different side of it, like a relationship. Some people are afraid to try something because they're afraid to get hurt. They're afraid to take the risk of maybe finding a love or maybe getting heartbroken. Yeah, so not everything is like on a financial level.
No, but that's why I think there's these different level of risks, because you've got the one where you're gambling, so like it's a 50-50, you're weighing up your odds and you think, is it worth it? Then you've got your risk taking where, you know, it's out of your comfort zone. So you've got a potential client who lives in Joburg, and it would be crazy not to take the opportunity, but there is that risk in the traveling, you know, and putting the time and the energy into it. But it's going to outweigh the benefit you're going to get, so then it makes sense. So I think when it comes to every single opportunity that presents itself or that you go and look for and that you create, it's looking at the whole thing and going, okay, so how much am I going to put in? How much am I prepared to lose realistically? You know, if you
but that's also part of being to plan, right? Because if you plan right and you actually, and like we said, like if you actually learn about what's going on, let's say you want to now try to, I don't know, buy a house. So you learn everything around that.
Yeah.
Then you plan it in your mind that, okay, or like on a piece of paper, if I go this route, this is what I've got to lose and this is what I can win. Again here, you plan it all. And then you sit down and you put it on a scale. And then you say, okay, I'm willing to do it, like in this term, but not in this term, or like play with it. And it's again part of like do the research part of it. Right? So you do the research, you do the planning part of it. And then you actually check the big picture and say, okay, if that's the risk I'm willing to take or not.
And that 100%, because I agree with you, then your risk is a lot less because you've done the research, you've done the homework, you've weighed out the whole thing, like kind of like where I'm at with the house thing. I mean, I didn't think about it for very long. I'll be very honest. I just, thought this was the right thing to do.
But you didn't jump into the water like we speak about on business level. That most people, what they do, they just jump into the water and they expect like for the magic to happen.
No, I didn't. I think that exactly what you're saying. You've got to think about it. You've got to make decisions. You've got to do your planning. You've got to do analysis and all that. And then there needs to be that element of planning. But as we know, with planning, things happen. I mean,
but it's fine. But there's planning is a guideline. It's your guideline. It's not like something that you need to commit to all the time. But it's something there that you know in mind. And of course, as we said, like we always give the example of like driving in your car, and then like out of nowhere now you got stuck and there's an accident. And so what do you do now? Do you wait or do you find a shortcut? And it's dependent on like a lot of variables on like what's happening on during that day. Are you in a rush to a place or not? Like there's a lot in that you need to take in mind.
Yeah, I think there's such a misconception with risk taking now. I think people have an idea with risk taking that you've got to be a certain type of person and it's got to be something big and it's got to be something massive, and that's not the case, because as I was saying in the beginning, we take literally, you were sharing a story about someone who has recently passed away in a car accident. When that person got in the car and they were going to work or from work, irrespective of the situation, whether it was to or from work, there wasn't one part of their mind at their stage of life going, this is going to be it. I'm doing something highly dangerous by getting in a car and going to work. They were just living their life. So everything is a risk. So if you stop yourself from just being pushed a little bit because you're afraid of risk, you just need to relook at your life and go, actually, every day of my life is a risk. Just breathing is a risk. You know what I mean?
It is. You go to a hike, it's a risk.
Exactly.
You don't know what's going to happen. You go like on everything.
So even when you're doing your goal setting, I think what could be quite a nice activity to do, of this next week till our next session, is write things down maybe on a personal level, on a professional level, that excite you, that make you feel alive, that make you feel that you want to be challenged. Because the beautiful thing about taking a risk, which is getting out of your comfort zone in line with your values, is you feel alive.
So maybe that's the assignment that you guys need to do. Yes. Just write to yourself what risk you're willing to take for something that will make you happy.
Calculated risk.
Calculated risk.
Hello, girl. Yes, calculated risk.
Yes, just write it down. It's like nice, actually, and again, it's like nice to understand what are we willing to take risk for, and how far are we willing to go with it.
Yeah, because also you realize,
and are we staying loyal to our values on the same time?
Got to do that, and you also realize you're capable of so much more than what you ever thought you were. And then when you achieve these things, you think, well, if I could do that, I could do that. If I could do that, and suddenly you're just flipping going crazy because you realize you've got this endless potential. But you just have to take that first step, second step, and just keep on.
But it's a process in life, and that's how you grow also in life.
Challenging,
because you need to challenge yourself all the time and push yourself.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to push yourself, you're going to stay in the same place. But it's fine, because you could have been like, you're the type of person that actually it's fine for him to stay in the same place.
Yeah.
But it's not for everyone.
No. And again,
being loyal to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, all of these things that we ever discuss about, it's all about you taking on you as an individual. So there is no, in a personal development, from a marketing strategy perspective, it's not like this is the way in it. No, that's not even what we're trying to do.
No, that's what I say.
Yeah, it's very much, these are our opinions, our experiences that we're sharing, but as individuals and people, everyone.
But that's, I think, what we're trying to show you guys, the big picture, and to show different angles, because we're not the same person, and we not necessarily see everything eye to eye, right? And that's part of it, because I'm like learning from you, you're learning from me, we learn from each other, and then you go and ask someone else and you learn, and that's the beauty in life, that everyone sees things in from a different angle, from a different perspective. Some of us share the same values, some not, but it's fine, because even like on friendship levels, you learn that some friends maybe not sharing the same values, but are nice friends to go out with.
Yeah,
but not necessarily type of friends that I'll go and say and share my opinion or stuff and dig it. Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's the thing, like finding a balance in life,
because I think
find what's right for you, and that's, I think, what we're trying to give you as many tools as possible So you can sit down with yourself and do something that is the right thing for you, as per what you want to do. And you can take and decide, okay, you know what, today I'm going to push myself and I'm going to do something to go outside of my comfort zone because I can do it. Or you say, you know what, today is not my time, maybe I'll do it next time.
Also, when it comes to your values, I think, when if you've got something that I'm quite stickler about is time management. Like, time is a big thing for me. So if I'm going to have a good relationship with somebody, the time thing is going to be a huge thing. However, for friends of mine that are really bad with time management, and I know that, I've clocked that in. So I've clocked that into the event, I've clocked that into the moment, and they are more important to me than the fact then that they're always late. I can work around that. So it's quite interesting how there's certain things on a social.
And that's what my values will be like, it's also, it's all in line, like be accountable. If you're late, say why. Say,
and then it's
stick to it. Be committed to what you want to do. Especially when you want to start your own business, you need to be committed to that. Like, you need to. You need to. Because as we say, it's going to be a roller coaster. It's not going to be always easy. And you always need to prepare yourself. And I think it's also you take risks. So when you go to meet a new client, a new potential client, so you go and then you spend your time and money maybe on the job or whatsoever, and it's a risk you're taking. And you can maybe win it, but you can also maybe lose it. And it's part of how you deal with things and
the process.
And the process part of it. So if I'm willing to take, I'm willing to take the risk of going to the meeting and see if it's going to be actually a win or not. But I also want to show my commitment to the process, and I want that other person to show its commitment.
So just to summarize what we've spoken about today, and then just to give you an idea from next week. So I was thinking next week, in line with should I start a business, starting a business, why don't we talk about should I stay or should I go?
So that's an
one, yeah. Because that is hard. You started something, you put all your time, energy, and money into it, and it's kind of like in no man's land. Do I stay? Do I go? How long do I be in no man's land for? That could be quite an interesting topic.
Yeah, because you do need to give yourself some timeline.
Yeah,
timeline's important. So I think
it takes a lot of energy. It's so much more giving than receiving. So
at the beginning.
Yeah.
But when you're getting, it's amazing.
Yeah. So should we just go through what we spoke about today?
So you want to share your top values? So we spoke about values. And we said that values need to be the way we see it. Our personal values go along with our business values.
Yeah.
So your top 3 were?
Communication. I was going to say education, but I don't mean education. I mean ongoing learning and development, and honesty.
Okay, so I was honesty, commitment, and accountability, which I do believe they're all aligned, and they actually also align with what you said. There's a different way of defining it.
It's very same. So maybe do that as well. Maybe make a list of your values.
Yeah, share with us if you want to share with us what your values, what do you believe that is important. Do you think that your personal values and your business values needs to be aligned, or maybe not? That would be an interesting, because we have the same belief that it's aligned. But if you've got another disagree, so just say and just explain even why, because maybe we can learn something new from another perspective.
And the same with risk taking. That's where are you at with that? What risks would you take? Do you take risks? Where do you see that? How do you see that? Maybe make note of those as well.
Yes.
So so if you can work on that, and
sorry for that,
getting distractions on all sides here. And then we will be same time.
Yeah, same time next week. Why say values are so important? That's fine though. We agree with you. We do believe in it. Yes.
Same time next week, we will continue. And I think that's what we're going to talk about.
And if you like what you're listening to, so just keep on following us. And if you like what you watch the video, so just give us a like or a heart or something, or any comment. Just help us get some feedback. And as we said, honesty is important.
Yes.
So we appreciate your opinion, and feel free to share it. And we're here if you've got any questions or things. So so next week,
same time, same place.
Catch you then. Have a lovely week.
Bye.
Bye.